Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's South Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing well and having a great time, guys. Good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Of course, it is Tuesday morning where I am. Wherever you are in the world, welcome to Stretford Post. Welcome to Breaking Dawn. I hope you're all doing well. Guys, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And please don't forget to smash the like on the video. If you guys could do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic, of course, guys. Now, look, lots of news going on in regards to Manchester United. Of course, we had the news about Patrick Dorgu yesterday, along with Anthony. So things are starting to move a little bit. You know, I know it's slow, but they are starting to move somewhat a bit in the transfer market, of course, guys. Man United, better late than never, isn't it? We're better late to the party than not being invited to the party at all. So at the end of the day, look, happy about that. Happy things are moving a little bit more quickly. Lots of news coming out of Manchester United. We got news about an Ajax left back and left centre back and left back that Man United may be interested in. We got news about a Bayer Leverkusen player that Manchester United are also interested in. And we've also got a lot of other news surrounding Manchester United, including Napoli and Dorgu. Do Napoli want Dorgu? Or is Garnacho willing to stay? Or does he want to stay, guys? Thank you so much for joining me. Let's read some of your comments through, guys. Absolutely, guys. Big up, John O'Connor. What's going on? Rashford is staying because no one wants him. The reality, isn't it? Reality bites at the end of the day in regards to Marcus Rashford. I'm going to get into that very quickly. McTominay cooking at Napoli. Well, this shit striker's on to F4 and years at United. Him in the wrong position. Yeah, he's cooking at, he's cooking in the Serie A. Yeah, it's good luck to McTominay. He's in an easier league, of course, but he did score goals for us, we have to admit, and these players need to start putting the ball in the back of the net. We're not creating enough. I think what we got to look at, Darren, is the experienced players within our squad a little bit of a problem, ain't they? That, I won't blame the young players too much. We do need experience in there, of course. Big up, Sal. You completely destroyed that fella last night. He deserved it, my friend. He deserved it. The man goes around calling people horrible names because I sat him down in regards to Marcus Rashford and Garnacho. How can you put Marcus Rashford and Garnacho in the same sentence? I don't know, guys. I really don't know. At the end of the day, I've got some exclusives on Marcus Rashford that if I spoke about them right now, people will be like, what the hell have you, what have I just heard? Trust me, guys. Trust me. A lot of exclusive news in regards to Marcus Rashford that I'm keeping in here, guys, at the end of the day. Sanjay, big up, Sanjay. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Big up. Hope everything's okay with you. Very well. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you so much for joining me today, of course. Sal, bless up, mate. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Thank you so much, Rasta. Hope you're doing well. Morning, South of Vancouver. Big up, Barman, and big up, Vancouver. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. No Ajax players, says UK Darren. Absolutely. You know what? We have to be very careful when it comes to the Ajax players and things like that. Because you know what, Ajax players, and you know what, they can be misleading because the Dutch league is not a strong league and players can look good in the Dutch league. But the player I'm going to speak about is a highly talented player that I've been speaking about a few months ago. I was speaking about him and you guys were like, wow, what a player. Is an international as well. Update us on the U-turn. New incoming, please. Big up, Barman. Hope you're doing well. Look, guys, let's get into it. Manchester United are interested in Jarell Hato. Jarell Hato is an Ajax player who's a Dutch international as well. He's an 18-year-old player who plays a left back for Ajax. He can also play left-sided centre-back. He's also a decent midfielder, a very versatile player, and can play on that left wing back. His price tag is about 30 million euros. That is his market value. Been playing for Ajax for a little while now. Jarell Hato, Hato. He has been playing for Ajax for a while now. A good player. 5 caps for Holland, which is no mean feat. Of course, they have a very, very good conveyor belt of players. He's very, very much a left back. He's a left footer and he's a left back. So he is completely on that side, Jarell Hato. A good player. His market value is around 30 million euros, guys. His contract expires in 2028. So his value is not that much on the grand scheme of things. Of course, we were talking about Patrick Dorgu. Manchester United are in advanced talks with Patrick Dorgu at the moment. But obviously, there is news that other teams are coming in for Patrick Dorgu as well. And one of those teams is Napoli. Napoli feel like they have struck an agreement with Lecce for Patrick Dorgu with a buyback, with a buy, pay some now, pay the rest later. But Lecce have told Manchester United, if you pay 40 million euros, we will give you Patrick Dorgu. We can't be paying that much money for Patrick Dorgu. At the end of the day, Patrick Dorgu is a 20 million pound player, 20 million euro player, 25 at tops. And we can't be paying that much money for him, regardless how talented he is, of course. Napoli have said to United, if you give us Garnacho, we will leave the path clear for you to sign Dorgu, which means the price of Dorgu will go down. So Napoli will pull out. Dorgu will come to United at a cheaper price. Wheeling and dealing, scamming and scamming at the end of the day. That is what Man United are doing at the moment, of course. Dorgu has said he wants to play for Manchester United. He said that is his first move. That is his priority, is to play for Manchester United. You know what I mean? But we can't be paying 40 million euros. Napoli have said, if you let Napoli sign Garnacho, we will give you the clear path for Dorgu at Lecce, of course, guys. So, interesting stuff coming out of Manchester United today, of course. Lots of news coming out of Manchester United, of course, in regards to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford has done a U-turn and says he is happy to play under Ruben Amorim. He does not want to leave Manchester United, guys. Now, what do you guys make of that? He doesn't want to leave Manchester United. I wonder why you don't want to leave Man United. I know why you don't want to leave Man United. It's because no one wants you, Marcus. And that's exactly what I was saying yesterday. No one wants Marcus Rashford. Garnacho's on the list. Garnacho, people want Garnacho. That's the difference. Someone was comparing yesterday Rashford with Garnacho. Why does Garnacho get this treatment and Rashford get such bad treatment? Let me tell you about Rashford getting bad treatment. Rashford swears at fans. Rashford likes to go clubbing for 48 hours before a game. Rashford likes sleeping pills and he's addicted to sleeping pills. Rashford, went home from training with bad stomach cramps because Ruben Amorim sent him home. Right? You want to know more stories about Marcus Rashford? We can give you all the stories under the sun about Marcus Rashford. We can talk about that. I could give you exclusives that will go on the front page of the newspapers right now, guys. At the end of the day, what they don't understand is, you can't compare Garnacho, who plays, regardless what you think about Garnacho, regardless if you think he's a good player, bad player, he's there every week, giving his all. He's not going out clubbing. He's not partying. And then they said, oh, but his agent, his brother is spreading the team news. No. Why hasn't no team news been exposed since then? Why hasn't there been any team news been leaked since then? I want to know why hasn't any teams been leaked since Rashford is out of sight. That's what I want to know. Strange, isn't it? Absolutely. Big up Rasta Stock. So I swear down on Thursday. I'll swear down if we go the round of 16. I am done. And disrespect of the badge. I swear down, mate. We're not going to go out in the round of 16, brother. At the end of the day, the top 16 of the Europa League go through to the next round. But if you come below the top 8, you play a playoff. So that is obviously what we don't want. We don't want extra games, of course, guys. It's important that we don't go for extra games. Man United should beat Glasgow Rangers. Well, it's just Rangers now anyway. I don't know why they're just called Rangers now. Something happened, of course. They rebranded their name. But you know what? Glasgow Rangers is a massive game. It's a British derby. But when we look at Glasgow Rangers as a team, they have championship players. And Man United should be able to beat Glasgow Rangers. And rumor is, after the game against Brighton and Hove Albion, there was a bust-up in the dressing room. There was an arguments in the dressing room. There was noise in the dressing room, and good. I like that about it. I like a bit of fight. I like a bit of anger. I like a bit of frustration. If they didn't fight, if they didn't argue, then I would be worried at the end of the day. I would be worried about that. You know what I mean? So, you know what? There was arguments. There was fights. Obviously, news about Brighton rubbing it in Man United's faces, dancing along the tunnel at Old Trafford. It's frustrating. But why? Why is it frustrating? Because, you know what? At the end of the day, you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. You performed badly. And that is what you get. That Brighton have every right to rub it in our face. Because at the end of the day, you know what? They won the game comfortably. They deserved to win the game. And I was very, very disappointed with the way Man United conducted themselves. Now we got Glasgow Rangers on Thursday, Friday for me, of course, midnight kickoff. Now we got Glasgow Rangers, of course, guys, on Thursday. And you know what? Man United should win that game. And I think Man United will win the game. I think Man United will win the game, and I think Man United will win comfortably. I'm telling you right now, guys, because Glasgow Rangers are not, Rangers are not that team. Trust me. I know they have a big fan base. I know it's a British rivalry, but I don't think they can. I think Brighton would win the Scottish League. I think I'll go as far as to say I think Southampton will win the Scottish League. You know, I would go as far as that. If I'm being totally, I know it sounds a little bit unfair, but we have to talk about realism here and stuff like that. I do think it is that, of course, guys. So, recap on the news. Napoli are interested in Dorgu. Napoli felt that they had an agreement with Lecce, but Napoli will pull out of the deal if Manchester United accept a deal with Garnacho. Chelsea, of course, feel they are front runners with Garnacho. Garnacho has rumored to be saying he's interested in a move to Chelsea. He doesn't want to go to Napoli. He wants to go to Chelsea because of Enzo Fernandez. Them two, very close. And he wants to go to Chelsea. If we sell Garnacho to Chelsea, I'll be absolutely annoyed. I'll be devastated if we did that. Absolutely, of course. Big up Shashwat. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. De Gea back home. Big up David De Gea, of course. Would never have sold him myself. I would never have put him on the transfer list. I would never have sold him. I hope, you know what? Onana needs to be sold. I don't think it's a priority right now. I don't think it's not that it's not a priority, but I don't think it's in Ineos' priority to sell Onana right now. They got a lot of positions that they have to fulfill, but we do need another goalkeeper, guys. I know it's annoying, isn't it, that we have to get another goalkeeper in, again. It seems like we're never getting the right goalkeeper in, and it's getting a bit annoying that, we ain't doing the right thing when it comes to signing goalkeepers. I know that Alex Ferguson, when Schmeichel left, we had a number of goalkeepers who came in. Of course, Fabian Barthez, Carroll, Tim Howard, Taibbi, we had a number of goalkeepers. We even had Raman van der Hal for a little bit, of course, guys. Let's not forget that, it does take time to replace a goalkeeper. And, Man United need to find that goalkeeper because a goalkeeper is a very important thing. Against Brighton at the weekend, we were getting back into the game. You know what? Regardless how you feel about the game, it was 2-1 when Onana made that mistake. We were 1-0 down to Southampton. With 10 minutes to go, we won 3-1. So if you're 1-0, that one goal down, you can come back into the game. Onana killed the game. And it's at those big moments that, a goalkeeper can either save you or absolutely put you in the mud, in my opinion. Morning, MMUC Realist TV. Morning, Mick. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Morning, all. Listening to Dorgu is a baller. He is a baller. He is a good player. 20 years old. Gonna get better. Has played on the right wing as well, guys. Played on the right wing against Genoa in Italy not long ago, of course. And he is a left back. He is a left back, but he can play on the right as well. So that is very interesting. And that will work on Ruben Amorim's side, of course, because he does like that that wing back, that midfielder stroke defender, isn't it, at the end of the day? Rasta, in the summer, we need to do a new goalkeeper, 2 years or not. I made 10 mistakes in 17 years. De Gea made 12 mistakes. I think De Gea made 10, Rasta, didn't he? At the end of the day, what it is that, yes, De Gea made mistakes, but De Gea bowed us out many, many times. Look, I'm not saying that at the time Man United didn't need a new goalkeeper. Perhaps Man United did need to change their goalkeeper. But the choice of goalkeeper that we got was the wrong choice, in my opinion, Rasta. I felt like we could have kept Kova. I think he's brilliant. Won the Bundesliga with Leverkusen. We got Vitek. We could have kept Vitek. At the end of the day, we're making the wrong decisions here. Do you know what I mean? And Man United need to step up their game in regards to judging talent, especially goalkeepers, because Kova is going to turn it. I said that when I saw Kova play in the preseason, I said Kova reminds me of a young Petr Cech. And you know what? He is a very, very good player. And surprisingly, we got rid of him and got Onana. But this is the whole thing in regards to favoritism. Mates rates. I want my mate Onana. That was Erik ten Hag's problem. I want my mate Onana, and that is a problem. Another bit of news, guys, coming through Manchester United. Manchester United are interested in Piero Hincapié. Hincapié, guys. Hincapié. You say Hincapié. Manchester United are interested in Piero Hincapié. Piero Hincapié plays for Bayer Leverkusen as a central defender. He is a 23-year-old tall player. 40 million euros. He would set Manchester United back in the Skrilla, of course, guys. Not too much, but he is a centre-back. He plays for Ecuador. He's an Ecuador international. 43 caps for Ecuador. 3 goals. Very, very decent player, guys. But you know, one thing I would say, he's a left footer, left back, left midfield, centre back, guys. Left back, left midfield, centre back. Perfect for Ruben Amorim. This player is perfect for Ruben Amorim. Hinsepi, Piero Hinsepi, Ecuador international, left back, left midfield, left centre back. Very, very perfect for Ruben Amorim's system, guys. And I would say that, you know what, would be a great buy for Man United. 23 years old, just turned 23 years old on the 9th of January, of course. So a very, very interesting player going forward. Left back, left midfield, centre back. You heard it here, guys. You heard it here. Piero Hinsepi is on Manchester United's radar. He will cost around 40 million euros. His contract expires in 2029. 40 million euros is the highest market value as well. So you know what? That is a deal that Man United could be looking at. Man United are looking at a number, as I said, Gerard Hato, left-sided midfielder, defender, centre-back. You've got Hinsepi as well, left midfielder, left-sided centre-back. So it's very obvious that Man United are looking at that side, along with Dorgu as well. But Man United are in talks with Dorgu. Dorgu wants to come to Manchester United. But if that falls through, Man United have these players ready, fit and ready to go for negotiation, guys. So let's see. Let's play that by ear and let's see what happens. 43 caps for Ecuador already with 23 years old, 3 goals. Great prospect, of course, from South America. Another one from South America with such a great prospect, of course, guys. Absolutely. Darren, Rasta, you made 10 mistakes. He made 10 mistakes. He made 10 mistakes. Big up Rasta Stocks. Big up Darren. Big up everyone, of course, guys. Sorry, man. I'm just still mad about the Brighton game. Me too, Rasta. We all mad. I was frustrated about the Brighton game. You know, when you get that little bit of buzz, you know, you get that little bit of hope after the games we played against Liverpool, against Man City, against Arsenal with 10 men. And you know, forgive us for feeling a little bit more positive. But, you know, when the team do that, you're like, you know what, forget this. You know what I mean? I don't trust these players anymore. I'm done with these players, to be honest with you. I've had enough with these players. You know, I just want to support Ruben Amorim. And I want what's best for Man United and Ruben Amorim. Because at the end of the day, I feel like Ruben Amorim is a fantastic manager. And I feel like Ruben Amorim will be a success at this football club, right? And to be honest with you, if Ruben Amorim wants to get rid of any player, if he wants to sell any player, I'm backing Ruben Amorim. I'm on Ruben Amorim's side because none of these players have shown me that they are capable of going to that next level. None of these players are showing me. None of these players are giving me hope. None of these players are filling me with any sort of enthusiasm at the moment. So you know what? I'm not trusting anyone. As Rasta, my boy, said, we're not trusting any of those players anymore. We're done with those players. It's all about supporting the manager, see what happens, and let's go for it, of course, guys. Dorgu transfer value is 15 to 20 million. Yes, he is. Lecce want 40. Unfortunately, Lecce want 40 million, and his market value is 20. Exactly. We will probably pay up to 25 million for him. I don't think Man United will pay 40, and I don't think Man United should pay 40. The reason Napoli Lecce have put a 40 million price tag on Dorgu is because of Napoli are interested in him. And Napoli have almost got a deal struck. As people know, I'm a Neapolitan at heart. I've got Napoli family and stuff. And Napoli feel like they're close to signing. They were close to signing Dorgu. But now Manchester United have turned the head of Dorgu, of course. Bless up, Rasta. Bless up. Darren, selling Garnacho to Chelsea will show we are Everton level now. Darren, you're spot on, mate. We're the new Everton right now. We're the new Everton. We sell Garnacho to Everton whilst we keep Rashford, Casemiro, Shaw, you know, Anthony, Mount. What are we? What are we as a football team at the end of the day? You know, we're Everton. We're Everton in the sky. We sell our young players. You know what I mean? We sell our young players. Look, at the end of the day, isn't it funny that someone was arguing with me today saying that, oh, you know what, Rashford is underrated and stuff like that and blah, 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 guys, you know? Goodness me. Guys, I've heard something about Rashford. I've heard a lot of things about Rashford this last week or so that if I told you, right, you would be like, wow, well played, Ruben Amorim. You know, you would be, right? And I've given you a little hint in this show, but I'm not going to expose everything. It'd be unfair on the family on Marcus Rashford. But one thing I'll say, you'll be like, wow. And you would understand the situation with Marcus Rashford, why we are so adamant to get rid of him, why we're trying to push him out the door. We have to at the end of the day. Listen, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Sal should go with Lucas Chevalier from Lille goalkeeper. Chevalier, it reminds me of the Chile goalkeeper. Who remembers the Chile goalkeeper? Chilivert. Do you remember Chilivert? Yeah. Good goalkeeper. Absolutely. Listen. I like Verbruggen of Brighton. There's a few of them. I'm a big fan of Donnarumma. I thought Donnarumma would have been brilliant for Man United when he came in. He's the sort of goalkeeper that Man United need, that domineering, assertive goalkeeper that Man United need, isn't it? You know, so yeah, that is very, very interesting, of course, guys. We need a domineering goalkeeper. We really do. We need a domineering goalkeeper. We need someone who can assert himself in the box. When the cross comes in, out my way, I'm catching that ball, and that is what we have to say, of course. There we go. Rasta. Emmy said, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Big up, everyone. It's like a very, very long nimiters of our Man United team. Actually, big up, Pearl. How you doing? What's a nitemps rare? What's a nitemps rare? Hope you're doing well, Pearl. Big up yourself. Chelsea, Man City doing deals in the background, and we're going to start. We have no defenders, no real quality under clubs. Hey, you have good defenders, but we still have reinforcements. They're trying to stronger and get weaker. Glazonomics, David. Glazonomics. That's what it's all about. It's about Glazonomics. Ruben Amorim needs his team. Ruben Amorim said that is the worst Man United team of all time. He's put them in their place. He's told them. And Ruben Amorim warned these players. He warned these players. You've done well against Liverpool. You've done well against Man City. You're doing well against Arsenal with 10 men. Let's see if they do that against Southampton and Brighton. They should have lost to Southampton. They got the win, fair enough. They lost to Brighton easily. You know, and that is why Ruben Amorim has called out these players. They deserve to be called out. They're a bunch of bottlers. They deserve to be called out. And I don't care if every single one of those players are replaced, as long as it fits Ruben Amorim's system now. There is no compromise. There's no success in compromise, guys. There is no success in compromise. And you know what? I'm backing Ruben Amorim all the way. Shashwat, what's going on, my friend? For me, goalkeeper is a priority. Most important player in the team, most important player in the spine, and teams get. But I mean, Man United need a lot, Shashwat, my friend. Shashwat. If that's a Shashwat, if you spell your name right, thank you so much. If I've said it wrong, I apologize. One thing I would say about the goalkeeper is very important. Of course, it's very important because a goalkeeper is the start and the end. I say it's the start and the end, right? When you let in goals like Onana let in the other day, it just puts a down on the whole team because generally when goalkeepers make a mistake, it's a goal. You know, and this is why you need a good goalkeeper. Look at Peter Schmeichel. Peter Schmeichel won us titles. You know what I mean? And David De Gea became Player of the Year twice in a row. I just feel like Onana is a bozo. He does some amazing things, but he also has some bozo moments. He has some clown moments. A lot of the time, he has clown moments. That's the problem with Onana, in my opinion. In my humblest of opinion, that's the problem with Onana, guys. He has a bozo moment hidden in his locker. And he will have another one in 3 or 4 games. He will have another one in 3 or 4 games, guys. In regards to Marcus Rashford, again, Marcus Rashford is, as I've been speaking about all week, he's waiting for Barcelona. Marcus Rashford is waiting for Barcelona. Barcelona are trying to offload Fati. Fati, of course, was highly rated a long time ago for Barcelona. They're waiting to get rid of him so they can make a move for Rashford. Rashford has been said to have rejected AC Milan. Now, all Rashford needed to do was go to AC Milan and get some football, right? And he's taking his time. Now, with Barcelona, it's looking less likely that he's going to go to Barcelona because as time goes on, as the transfer window gets closer and closer, we just got a week and a half or so, you know, as it gets closer and closer to the end, you know what's going to happen, don't you? You know what's going to happen. You know what? He's going to be staying at Man United. I want to fight for my place. I want to play for Ruben Amorim. Things like that. You know what I mean? And this is again Glazonomics. And I'm sorry, but we should have said to Marcus Rashford, Marcus, go to AC Milan. Go to AC Milan. Play some first team football. You know, go there and play some first team football. That's what you should do. Big up Asif, what's going on, my friend? Big up my brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Sal, busy working. Forgot to greet. Sorry. Good morning, afternoon, evening, all United fans. I know well. Big up, David. Greetings to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, mate. Really good to see you. John Besser, what's going on? Yes, same to you. Back in Amram. Absolutely, John Besser. Back in Amram, regardless. Back in Amram, regardless, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. The players don't seem to want to listen to Amram, preferring to go confused on the field. Yes, Ruben Amram said, Pearl, you made a good point. Ruben Amram said, after the game, these players are not following instructions. And this is not the first time. This happened under Eric Ten Hag. Some of these players don't want to follow instructions. So then you think, which players don't want to follow instructions? Some of those players there are new. They've just come to the football club. So we're talking about older players here, ain't we? Because you know what? This has happened before. I've heard this before, you know, from journalists and stuff like that. I've heard this before. Not following instructions and moving around the football pitch, you know, at the end of the day. And you know what? Not following instructions. And that is a problem. You know, that's a problem. And you know what? If you're not going to listen to the instructions, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm telling you. As a fan, you can only judge Amram after he gets his sign, and this is not his squad. Let him cook. Back, Ruben. Absolutely. Realist, Mick. We supported Eric Ten Hag until the very end, you know, and we supported Eric Ten Hag because, you know what, it was the right thing to do, you know, and but we foresaw this problem. We knew that this squad is a problem. It's not only players, it's a cultural problem at Man United. It's a fundamental issue at Man United that stems really deep into regards to the top to the bottom. We got a black cloud hovering over us called the Glazers, which is a problem. And until those Glazers go, we're still going to have these problems. We're going to have Vanity Jim with his vanity project. And you know what? He's going to start penny pinching and stuff like that. We're talking about a 4 billion stadium at the moment. For goodness sake, I don't care if we play at bloody Hatley Marshes. I want us to have a good football team on the pitch first. That's what I want. At the moment, it just seems like a big vanity project. And for me, you know what? With Eric Ten Hag, he had 2 hands tied behind his back, 60-odd injuries, off-field issues, blah, blah, blah. Ruben Amram has come in. He's doing the business. He's getting rid of Rashford. We've seen that Rashford is a problem. We know that Rashford is a problem. At the door you go. We don't want anything to do with it. Get out. You know, and he's going to do that with a number of other players. He's not playing Casemiro. Get out. You know, at the end of the day. And I want to see Ruben Amram get the tools to sell the players he wants to sell, buy the players he wants to buy, get rid of those players we don't need. Barada, Vivel, you know, these gentlemen over here, okay, Barada, Vivel, Wilcox, those guys are meant to be the experts. You know, those guys are meant to be the ones to, you know, who are good at their job. Then go and get rid of Rashford. Go and get rid of Casemiro. You know what I mean? Go to Rashford and say, why don't you go to AC Milan? You know, crazy. At the end of the day, of course, Asif, I wrote the United season over against Forest. People who still believe in these players must be immature. As a football fan, Ragnick, Jose, and now I'm exposed to the same truth. The one thing we'll say, Asif, is that we have a new team now. So what we have to do, we have to narrow it down since then. So we narrow it down, and we got a few players there that have been there forever. Who are those players? Luke Shaw, Bruno, Dalot. Those are the players that have been there for years. Those are the players that have been there for a very, very, very long time, guys. You know, Maguire, you know, they've been there for a long time. So look, you know what? De Ligt, you know, Ugarte, Mazruri, Ahmad, some may say he hasn't played really. You know, you can't really say Ahmad, you know, and these players are new. You know, these players are new in the team. They're new. They're a new team at the end of the day, you know. And you know what? I don't trust these players. I back the manager. I don't trust these players anymore. They have to prove to us that they are worthy of being trusted. That's what I would say. At the moment, I don't think anyone should trust these players. It'd be crazy to do that. They are taking a piss out. Other than that, I don't trust the manager. I don't trust the manager. Let him get his players in. I agree. Absolutely. That I don't trust the manager. But other than that, I don't trust the manager. Yeah, he needs his players. Absolutely, he needs his players. Rasta, he's come into the season, right? Midway through the season, when there was already problems going on. He's had to implement a style of football that is unique, that none of these players have ever played before. Not only that, none of these players are his, right? And none of these players fit his system. Added to the fact, he's got off-field issues that have been going on. As soon as he comes through the door, he walks through the door, he's got off-field issues that are going on. Now, this is his first window. His first window. And we're stalling. We're stalling in the transfer market on his first window. It's mad, isn't it? Back the manager. David, Sanchez of Chelsea made a howler against Wolves, but they have a quick, skillful players come back and won the game. Absolutely. Sanchez is not a great goalkeeper. I don't rate him as highly, you know, at the end of the day. He makes a lot of mistakes as well. But Chelsea have firepower. Chelsea spent $1 billion in less than a year. Chelsea spent $1 billion in a year. So I expect them to be up that table. You know, we spent $1 billion in 11 years. You know what I mean? And they spent $1 billion in a year. And yeah, you know, nothing is made of that though, is it? Nobody talks about the amount of money that Chelsea has spent. Nobody talks about the fact that Man United haven't had a left back for over a year. Nobody talks about that, isn't it? You know, and crazy. Sal, the point is, why aren't these players responding to the tactics set by the manager in the past and the present? What can be the possibilities? The players aren't responded in the last decade now. This is the problem. It's a cultural problem, massive. You know what? When something is ugly from the top, for example, the Glazers, right? It resonates to the bottom. And the cultural problem at the top is gonna be a reflection of the pitch as well, onto the pitch as well. That is what's going on at Man United, right? We still have players in this football club who feel like they have a little knock and they're out for months. Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, for example. You know, this is a cultural problem at the football club, and Ruben Amorim is beginning to see this. And unfortunately, and let me give you an example. I'll give you an example. For example, Mazraoui, right? When Mazraoui came into the football club, Mazraoui was getting 7 and 8 out of 10 every single game. Now he's getting 4s and 5s. Why is that? The problems at Man United and the negativity around Man United that resonate from the top all the way to the bottom, they affect the new players, right? So what happened is that this cultural problem at Man United is a habit and it's contagious. And to change that, you've got to completely change the culture within the football club. And that means being ruthless. If you don't do it, you're out the door. That's it. You know, and these problems that we're having at the moment, not following your man, not staying in your positions, not following the manager's instructions, is exactly the problem that Man United have had for years. Erik ten Hag said it. Erik ten Hag, before he left the football club, if you scroll back, said, they're not following my instructions. This is no coincidence. So then we can look at things and we can say, is it just the experienced players? Is it just the players that have been here for a while? Well, if your captain, right, Bruno Fernandes, is going out of position, he's not following instructions, it's going to resonate to the other teams, the rest of the team as well, isn't it? It's a problem that we have to address, guys. Absolutely, we have to address this ASAP, of course. Very, very much. And I believe that he is doing it. I believe he is doing it. I'm half asleep, glitter, guys. I'm going to bed. Big up Rasta. Good night, my friend. Big up all the way from NYC, New York. Big up the East Coast. And big up Rasta Stocks, of course. Show up. Until these, unless Marcus takes a pay cut, which he won't, there's no way he's leaving. It's time for him to take a for under 21, force him to fight for his training, make effort, life. He don't care. This is the thing, Shashwat. He don't care. He really don't. He thinks he's bigger than the football club at the end of the day. You know, he has people around him that are blowing smoke up his backside every single week, you know, and they, you know, not telling him he's doing anything wrong. He's always perfect, Mr. Rashford. He's never wrong, you know, and I've heard some things this week that would shock you. They would shock you to the, you know, to the end. You'll be like, wow. You'll be like, wow, what the hell? You know, if I told you the problems with Marcus Rashford right now, bombshells. I'm telling you, absolute bombshells. Asif. So I told you last time we let the game Herrera, Bland, Sibitsa, Amrabat. The list goes on. Glazonomics and impatient fans have made the club down clown and a laughing stock. Guys, as if we had people outside Old Trafford saying bald fraud, peanut head, this, that, and the other. You know, when they're not targeting the main problem of the football team. You know, the club. And you said it there, Glazonomics, absolutely. Man United are Glazonomics at the moment. Man United are becoming the Everton of the Premier League, selling our best youngsters. We're not selling players. We should. We're selling players we can. And that is the problem. You know, we're not selling players we should. We're selling players we can. Selling the young players. Players with potential. Oh, we can't play Ruben Amorim. You think that Ruben Amorim walked into that dressing room, right? With Anthony, with Dallin, with Casemiro, with Rashford, with Onana, yeah, with Shaw, with Mount, with Malacia, and said, you know what I'm going to do? I want to sell Garnacho. You think he's done that? I want to sell the young lad Garnacho, the one with all the potential, the Puskas winner, the one who is top 5 young player in the world, the one who, you know, scored an FA Cup final goal for us, you know, and scored one of the best goals I've ever seen. I want to sell Garnacho. That has not happened. What has happened is that Ruben Amorim has gone to the board and said, I think we need to sell, get rid of Casemiro, we need to get rid of Rashford, we need to get rid of Shaw, we need to get rid of Mason Mount. And they said, it's going to be difficult, Ruben. It's going to be difficult to do that. Maybe, you know, maybe the only one we can sell really is Garnacho. That's the only one we can sell. You know, it's, you know, I mean, can we sell? And he's probably thought he's got no choice. We need money. We need players. It's mad, isn't it? Carragher speaking nonsense, but I remember he wasn't a good player. No, look, at the end of the day, Carragher, as Jose Mourinho said, David, Carragher wasn't even the top 1,000 defenders of all time. He needs to just be quiet about Ruben Amorim. He said, look at him. He needs to change his tactics. He needs to change his tactics. He needs to change it up. He needs to change his tactics. I don't want to hear about him with his 0 Premier League titles. I don't want to hear his talk. He just needs to be quiet about Man United. He knows nothing about it. Go into coaching, Jamie, and see how good you are. He hasn't even had his own players yet. Look, any other manager, why don't you talk about bloody Postecoglou? Why don't you talk about him? He hasn't even had one transfer window. This is his first transfer window and we're stalling. He's got none of his own players. People like Jamie Carragher make me laugh. You know what I mean? They do, because they talk too much. You know the type, loud as a motorbike, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Absolutely. And he's losing the fruit fight, 100%. Let's say it's a virus passing through the drives. The virus is affecting every new file. Absolutely. Transfer to the system. The only option is to restore the system to the fresh starter. Apps, reinstall it. Factory settings, Asif. Spot on. Power it down. Spot on. That is what it's all about. Completely rip it apart, if you like. Pull it back together. Take everything out. Rip it up. Burn it. Get a new computer. Get a new PC. And upload all the files onto there. Do that. You know what I mean? That's what you, at the end of the day, get an external hard drive, save all the drive onto your hard drive, you know, all the players onto the hard drive, get a new PC, burn that one, and upload them onto there. With an antivirus, of course. Of course, guys, absolutely. Yeah, so look, you know what? It is a lot of problems. There's fundamental issues at Man United that are going on right now. Garnacho has said that he wants to stay at Man United, but he's been forced out of the door. He's been forced out of the football club. He wants to stay. So what happens when you transfer this to football a player? He's going to say, well, I've got to find a new club because they transfer listed me, you know, whilst we still got some of these mercenaries at a football club, of course. Lies around me. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Walaikum salam. Hope you're doing well. Before Ten Hag's out, anything Ralph said about the players, we need 10 new players. We need a new setting, factory setting. We've got 10 new players since Ralph Ragnick. Lies around me. We've got 10 new players. The problem is that there's a few players in that squad, in that team that should not be there. That is what it is. They should not be there. Something is ruining, as my guy Asif said, something is ruining the hard drive. Something is ruining the hard drive at the moment, and we need to find out what that problem is, and we need to investigate what that problem is. You know what I mean? Because at the moment, you know, it's not working, and we need to rip it all up again. You know, and we keep getting it wrong. We're signing players for names. We're not signing players for the system. We're signing players that are all good players. Don't get me wrong. They're all good players, but they're not the system players. Right? We've got to be smarter with our signings. Now, as I said, when you sack managers, you get a backlog of players that are not yours. You know, that is the problem with sacking managers. Now, we have a backlog of players that date back to Louis van Gaal in 2014. How can we move forward? Do you know what I mean? Rasta, I noticed when I'm half asleep, I messed up my comments. I trust the manager, not the players. Absolutely. Big up, Rasta. I understand, Rasta. Big up, big up, big up. Dorgu would be nice, and we should use Ben Cherry as a backup. Dorgu would be nice, of course, but you know what? I've known about Dorgu for a very long time, GK. Absolutely. People say, who's Dougal? Why are we going after Dougal? They were saying in the summer. I said, he's a good player. 4 months ago, I said, he's a good player. We need to trust it. He's a good player. And you're like, no, it's all talk. It's all paper talk. La, 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 la. You know, there you go. Before Ornstein, before Fabrizio. Okay, absolutely. Carragher is a scrub player for Everton. Anyone to play for Liverpool, that's the cardinal sin right there. He is a scrub player. He talks too much about Man United. That's the thing. Man United do sell newspapers. Man United do get clicks at the end of the day. But I have nothing to say about Sky and this and that. These guys at the end of the day, those people are just, you know what I mean, crazy. He was lucky Ev on that Champions League team. He was lucky Hev on that. What's a Hev, my friend? He was lucky Hev on that Champions League team. At the end of the day, guys, it is what it is. What's going on right now at Man United? There's a lot of news surrounding Man United. Of course, Rashford doesn't want to leave Manchester United. Surprise, surprise. No one wants you, Rashi. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. And I won't be surprised if he stays at Man United. I won't be surprised at that. And you know what? Here we go. Round and round we go. Negativity, negativity, negativity at the end of the day, guys. Garnacho sold and finally starting in the system. So I think we're better sell him and buy anyone fit in the system. Pios, he's young. He's 20. He's 20. It's nothing to do with Ruben Amorim doesn't want to sell him. It is the fact that he's the only way. We're only selling the players we can. We're not selling the players we should. He can fit in that system. He's young. He's 20 years old. He can learn out that system. It's the last player we should sell at the end of the day. Rashford should be gone. Casemiro should be gone. Anthony should be gone. Dalot should be gone. You know, Malacia should be gone. Shaw should be gone. You know, these players should be gone before Garnacho and Mainu and Ahmad. And these players, no, absolutely not. It's just it lacks an IQ that, you know what, people don't understand that football, you can learn positions. Look at Kaka, look at Pirlo, look at Giggs. You know, you can. The reality is Glazers employed idiots, gave massive wages to players. Shit, it's the fans, and we are up against the road for a rest of the fight. Absolutely, absolutely. Philip, big up, Philip. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. United need a complete overhaul from the Glazers to the roots. Nothing good is happening at United. Only Ruben Amorim at the moment, in my opinion, is the good thing that is happening to Man United. Rashford's situation is messed up, and Amorim has not made anything clear about him. Let me tell you something about Rashford, right? And guys, you heard it here first. Rashford, right? And I'm going to tell you guys. I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you the full story. I'll get in trouble. If I tell you the full story, I'll get in trouble, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to say it. Not now. Yeah. Garnacho's a future way of putting him up the sale will not do any good to the academy. Absolutely. This is the damaged academy, knowing they will be up for sale in every way. They are killing the United DNA. Thank you so much, Asif. You understand, brother. You understand. You're killing the United DNA. What do the youth team think about when we put Garnacho up for sale? Whilst players like Bruno, Anthony, you know, Casemiro, Shaw, Mount are still at the football club. As I said, we're not selling players we should. We're selling players we can. And that is the problem. That is the fundamental problem. You know, and people are using excuses now. He can't play in the system. He can't. They're listening too much to those idiots on the other channels and stuff. You know, it's not that. Did see 12 years, De Gea has made 17 mistakes leading to goals. And when Onana in 2 years had made 10 mistakes leading to goals, should have kept De Gea. John, we said it. You could scroll back. I said it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not a smug guy. I don't want to be right. You know, I want what's best for the football club. That's all I care about. But I did say that we shouldn't have sold De Gea. If we were going to move on from De Gea, we should have just let in Kova. You know, and Kova's gone on to win the Bundesliga with Leverkusen, of course. So at the end of the day, you know what? David De Gea was not the most problematic problem in the Man United squad. You know, and we shouldn't have replaced him. You know, it was a bad signing. 50 million, of course. This is what United fans deserve, because most of you guys wanted the Englishman Ratcliffe for United with the Glazers. While Qatar said he will do a full buyout, clear the debt, and build a new stadium. Absolutely, absolutely, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We don't need it. At the moment, the stadium, you know, 4 billion. Do we really want that? Go and say, I can't, Philip. And I don't want other content creators copying what I'm saying and stuff like that and stuff, you know, and you know, bringing it out there because I trust the person, you know. One thing I would say that he has about Marcus Rashford, one small thing about Marcus Rashford that I'm going to tell you right now. And you heard it here first, guys. I want you to remember this, right? He has substance abuse. Substance abuse. He's addicted to sleeping pills. That's one thing, right? He was sent home from training with stomach cramps by Ruben Amorim, right? Stomach cramps. That's one thing. That's the one thing. Currently, Rashford would be feeling agony now sitting on the bench to prove the world. I say he will prove it, but certain things like intensity he has to work on. That number 10 behind is to create. Currently, Rashford would be feeling agony now sitting on the bench. Yeah, he's finished, mate. He's finished. Ineos do not have the money to sign system players. The richest man in Britain, richer than the royal family. You know, no money. Sal, in PSG, some players also get 300k a week. Also, apart Messi, Neymar back then. Yeah, we need to change that culture, of course, at the football club. We need to change the culture at the football club, of course. We all laughed at Chelsea, but honestly, they have a better team, and we have they need what Man United need to do. They need to do what Chelsea did: take a risk. Well, Chelsea weren't worried about FFP when they spent $1 billion a year ago. They weren't interested. They weren't worried about FFP, were they? Chelsea weren't worried about spending $1 billion in 1 week. You know what I mean? Basically, you know, we're just making excuses. Rashford is gone case. No one wants him. Other hand to sell. They are not good enough, but heavily paid. Pios, you know what? That was the culture. That was Glazonomics. That was Ineos. That was Murto. No, that wasn't Ineos. Excuse me. That was Murto. That was Woodward days, wasn't it? Giving them ridiculous contracts. I mean, Phil Jones had a testimonial at Man United, for crying out loud. Phil Jones had a testimonial at Man United. Phil Jones. Luke Shaw is in line for a testimonial at Man United. Unbelievable. Take risks, at least something like not enough for is spent. They can't sign anymore. Yeah, you have to take risks and then worry about it afterwards. That's what Man United need to do, of course. Sal, there's such chill feeling when people realize that mistakes they called for David De Gea out. Absolutely, Erik ten Hag out. The thing is, they still somehow defend themselves. Bloody impatient voices. As if they are still blaming Erik ten Hag to this day. To this day, they are still blaming Erik ten Hag for the results. You don't win. Oh, it's because he spent 600 million. It's Erik ten Hag's fault. So it was Van Gaal's fault, Ole's fault, Jose's fault, Ragnick's fault, Moyes' fault. Who else's fault is it? You know what I mean? Maybe, just maybe, it's not the manager's fault. Maybe, just maybe, it's the way we're run as a football club. You know? John O'Connell, Mount should be gone because he's an injury. Absolutely. What a waste of money. Where we want to sell Garnacho for 50 million pounds, and we spent 55 million pounds on a cropped Mason Mount on the last year of his contract. Tell me if that makes sense. A cropped Mason Mount for 55 million pounds on the last year of his contract. Absolutely disgraceful, guys. How can we buy Mason Mount from Chelsea for 55 million pounds? And let's say, for argument's sake, Garnacho goes to Chelsea for 50 million pounds. Garnacho, what, 3 years left in his contract? Garnacho's 20 years old. Garnacho is not injury prone. What kind of message does that send? What are we doing? Are we absolutely off our bloody brain? Are we off our rocker? What's going on? Nutcases, honest to God, we've been run like a bloody mental institution. We're not a bloody football club at the end of the day. We're absolutely nutty. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're giving away now. That's what we are. We're not the Reds. We're Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away now. Give it away now. We give you that. And we'll, you know what we'll do? We'll take your player for 10 times more. Yeah, we'll do that. He's injured as well. Don't worry about that. Madness at the end of the day, isn't it, guys? Madness. The way Man United are being run is absolutely diabolical. The way Man United are, is absolutely crazy and diabolical, guys, in my opinion. And to be honest with you, guys, it's madness. What's going on at this football club? And we just hope it gets better. Big up, Hussein. How you doing, Hussein? What's going on, brother? I hope you're doing well. We made mistakes allowing Sheikh to buy United. We made a mistake not allowing Sheikh to buy United. We would not be having these problems now. Absolutely, Hussein. There's a number of things that wouldn't be happening right now if Qatar were in charge of this football club. We know that. Old Trafford would have already been started. Players who are not good enough would have been bought out their contracts and out the football club. Debt would have been cleared. Glazers would have been gone. Money would have been available because it would have freed up space for FFP. And then people are saying, oh, you don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that Qatar would have been good for Manchester United. One excuse. Then they say, oh, you know what? Sheikh Jassim didn't exist. Just because Sheikh Jassim doesn't like to show himself in front of the camera and, you know what, expose himself like Jim Ratcliffe. Like Jim Ratcliffe's a show-off. He's a very vain guy, you know, in front of the camera. Just because of that. It's crazy. Terrell message if we flog a Garnacho to absolutely revert 7. Absolutely crazy. Who are they going to give us? Who are they going to give us? The only way I would give Garnacho to Chelsea is if they give us Cole Palmer. That's the only way. We'd have Cole Palmer, you give us Garnacho. Thank you very much. Take that. You know, you want Garnacho, give us Cole Palmer. You know? Whoever is going to, from me, leave it and pass behind, have Amram, let's look forward and show it. Absolutely. Glory, go, May night. Big up, David. Big up, my friend. Good morning, by the way. Good morning, Revert 7. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you back, of course. Big up, Sal. We have a good recruitment team, and Vivell is good at what he does. But our main problem is the people who are supposed to be funding these transfers and don't listen to them at times. We pretend we ain't got money, LT. We're using FFP as an excuse. This is not, obviously, Vivell's and Barada's fault. This is Glazeonomics. This is Ineos-nomics. This is Glaze-Ineos, of course, guys. This is what it is. And at the end of the day, this is a problem at Manchester United right now, you know, and using excuses, it's just what we do. PRS problems, this, that problem, this problem, you know, everything, you know, just to make excuses. Everton, I would have done better. I mean, with this team, because he knew them better, and a lot of his matches was because of the player mistakes. He would have done better with this team, but at the end of the day, he was losing matches, you know, as well. And to be honest with you, once you start losing matches, we know what's going to happen. And it's not his fault. I know it's not his fault, but at the end of the day, we have a bunch of impatient fans that wanted it. But I believe we look to the forward, we look forward to the future, and I believe Ruben Amorim will be a very successful manager at Man United, given the players that he needs for his system. The system is fantastic. You know what? Sporting Lisbon will tell you that. You know, and we need Ruben Amorim to implement it. And I think Ruben Amorim is a fantastic manager. The great thing about Ruben Amorim, he is ruthless, guys. Ruben Amorim is a ruthless manager. He is an absolute monster. As I've always said, you know, the smiling assassin. He's a smiling assassin, guys. Who's next? Mainu. Yeah, Revert 7. Don't be surprised. He's on the transfer list. He's on the transfer list. If Real Madrid came in right now and said to Man United, right now, here's 80 million for Mainu. Take it or leave it. We're not coming back with another offer. I guarantee you that they would take that offer. I guarantee you they'll take that offer. They'll take it. They'll take it. 100% they'll take it. Any player. We're becoming the Everton of the Premier League. We're now the new Everton. We sell young players. Sal, tell these clowns to deal with the naive manager now. Amorim is stubborn with his formation now. Take it or leave it. His highway or the highway. I'm happy with this season as long as we stay in the league. Absolutely. Absolutely. There is no compromise in success, Asif. You play the formation that works for you. You know, formation, smallmation. At the end of the day, that's just an excuse that some of these players run to. It's an excuse for them. It's an excuse. Great players fit into any system, regardless. You know, at the end of the day, it's a very good system. These players need to step up or get lost. And that's what I would say. Stop signing contracts. Stop signing bloody contracts. That's what I say. Big up Fanatic 8. How you doing, you legend? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Well explained, Sal. Big up Hassan. I hope you're doing well, brother. Thank you so much. Morning, Sal. Morning, all. Big up Fanatic 8. The legend is in the house. Big up my bro. Ineos do not have much money. Then don't buy the football club. Simple solution. Step out the way. Let someone with money buy it, you know. But it's a vanity project, isn't it? They're getting money from the taxpayer now. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Morning, Karina. What's going on, Karina? I hope you're doing well. Morning, all. I think the main problem is the way we set up. The players are clearly not good enough to put the system. Karina, if they're not good enough, Ta-ta. That's it. The bad apples will fall from the apple tree, and that's what it is. If they cannot play the system next season, those bad apples will be falling from the apple tree, and the good apples will play that system. He's not going to move away from that system. He's been brought into this football club to play his system because it's worked. He's got records in Portugal, and you know what? I don't want him to. There's no compromising success. They've proven to us. These Man United players have proven to us they can play that system. How, Sal? How, Sal? They beat Man City. They went toe-to-toe with Liverpool and should have won, right? They beat Arsenal with 10 men, right? But when you play Southampton and Ipswich, the system doesn't work. What's the problem? Is there the problem? It's their mental ability, their mental capacity to play against these teams. That's their problem. They admitted it themselves, after the games against Liverpool and Arsenal, etc. This is the problem at Man United, and lo and behold, we have a captain at our football club who lets it go. When the going gets tough, he lets it go. He goes missing. He moans. He rolls around on the floor. As much as I love Bruno, he's not a captain. He's not a captain, and he's not a role model as a captain, in my opinion, as much as I like him. Of course. David, how did Fergie deal with the Glazers from 2005? He won leagues, Champions League. So that's what excuse. Only one thing. Players pathetic, not good enough for Man United. Absolutely. He had a great team, though, David. And the one thing about Alex Ferguson, I would say, is that when he signed players, and this is what I was talking about earlier, when he signed players, he didn't just sign the player. He didn't just sign the talent. He'd sign the personality. He would ask you questions about, do you have a girlfriend? Are you married? What's your family life like? What's your hobbies? Where do you go for dinner? Have you bought a house? Things like that. Do you want me to help you buy a house? I'll find you a good spot. He used to do things like that. That's what Alex Ferguson used to do. And he'll get to know the person like that because it is about the person as well. Most importantly, it's about the person. We all know that they have talent, but it's the person and the personality that takes you to the next level. And that's what Alex Ferguson used to do. That's why he had a bunch of winners in his team, because he signed personality. No, they don't always work out. A lot of them don't. But he would sign these personalities, these mentally strong people. And you know what? We don't. We sign players based on their name, and that's the problem. Big up, David. Everton, I won 2 trophies with this team. Absolutely. In his formation, though, John O'Connor, we have to be fair. It is his players that fit his formation, I think if you gave Ruben Amorim 500 million to spend and the players out as well, I think Ruben Amorim will smash it. I really do, John. I really do. At the end of the day, I really do feel like that. Randy, the fans must be careful. I mean, some of them will. Don't worry about that, Randy. We know that. We've seen this book before. We've read this book before. We've seen this movie before. This is what they do. This is what they do. They will turn against the manager very, very soon. I think the best way out of this is to put the first team player for Sal, play academy, and bring in new in the summer. I would say play the academy to the end of the season. What do you guys think about that? That'd be madness, isn't it? I would do that, to be honest with you. You'll get some players out of it, about 5 or 6 of them. Not turning the manager, absolutely, man. LT, guys, we need to wake up because we have the right guy at the helm, but he doesn't have the players, and the top management are busy throwing him under the bus because they don't want to spend. Absolutely, LT. Bottom line is that. That's the bottom line. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That is exact facts. That is facts. Absolute facts. So, in his 2.0 Glazer, Jim ain't investing to United. He is selling the proven future to buy the unknown future. He nut heads from the top to the bottom. Jassim was a rescuer, but we settled for leeches. Spot on, Asif. Can't argue with that, my friend. Can't argue with that. Big up, Karina. Thank you for joining the stream, though, by the way, Karina. Thank you. I haven't seen you on here before. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Thank you so much, my friend. We don't have to get rid of them. They get rid of themselves. Big up, Randy. I hope so. Fair point. Guys, it's been a brilliant show. It's gone very quickly. Pios. So Alex said like a father figure to all players. Absolutely. Ineos could sell a couple of years guitar because they don't have any money. I hope so. They're going to take it apart, though. They're going to take the club apart first and take all the assets from it. Probably build flats around it. Captaining United is not easy. Look at Maguire at his best. Bruno will be back if the captaincy is taken away from him. I agree, Asif. I do think it puts unnecessary pressure. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. You absolute legends. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And guys, please don't forget to like the video, please. It really helps with the video. And guys, I'll be back later on for Chatterbox. Have a fantastic day, guys. And remember, Ruben Amorim's army, glory, glory, Man United. It will get better, and we'll be here to see it, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later, 2 p.m. UK time. Okay, guys? Peace.